Caitlin Clark finished up one of the most remarkable years of basketball playing in quite some time.
62 records shattered, all-time high viewership, a rookie season for the ages. Caitlin Clark isn't just a player, she's a phenomenon. But behind the headlines and highlight reels, a storm is brewing. The WNBA's treatment of its biggest star has fans outraged and insiders worried. Is the league on the brink of losing its golden goose? From college superstar to WNBA sensation, Clark's journey has been nothing short of spectacular. Her no-look passes, deep three-pointers, and clutch performances have fans packing arenas and glued to their screens. She's not just playing basketball, she's rewriting the rulebook.
Caitlin Clark is way better, way sooner than anybody thought.
Clark's impact goes beyond the court. She's become the WNBA's golden ticket, bringing in record crowds and skyrocketing TV ratings. But here's where things get interesting. With great talent comes great scrutiny. Is the league ready to handle a star of Clark's magnitude, or is trouble brewing in paradise? Before we break it down, please don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Are you ready? Let's go.
Caitlin Clark is a superstar, not a female superstar. She is a superstar.
We were coming to see Caitlin Clark play.
She moves the needle. The WNBA has been looking for someone who moves the needle.
The spotlight on Clark is blinding, but it's illuminating a harsh truth about the WNBA. For years, the league has been playing in the shadows, fighting for survival. But what if I told you that one rookie could change the game forever? Clark's impact goes beyond breaking records. She might be rewriting the league's future. Let's rewind the clock. Before Caitlin Clark burst onto the scene, the WNBA was in serious trouble. We're talking about a league losing around $10 million annually, with projections of nearly $50 million in losses for 2024, empty arenas, minimal TV coverage, and a struggle to capture the public's imagination. This was the WNBA's reality. But then came Clark, a basketball prodigy with the potential to flip the script. Her arrival in the WNBA wasn't just a breath of fresh air. It was a full-blown hurricane of excitement. Suddenly, arenas were packed, TV ratings were soaring, and social media was buzzing. Think about the transformative power of a single athlete. Muhammad Ali didn't just dominate boxing, he revolutionized sports entertainment. Serena Williams turned tennis into must-watch TV for a whole new generation. Baseball? We had the great Babe Ruth. Golf suddenly became an actual sport people watched thanks to Tiger Woods. And let's not forget how the NBA was in the brink of collapse in the 70s until Larry Bird, Magic Johnson, and Michael Jordan turning it into a global powerhouse in the 80s and 90s. Could Caitlin Clark be that catalyst for the WNBA? The early signs are promising. In her debut season, Clark didn't just play basketball, she put on a show. The numbers don't lie. Attendance records shattered. TV ratings through the roof. Social media mentions off the charts. But it's not just about the stats. It's about the energy Clark brings to every game. The way fans lean forward in their seats when she has the ball. The collective gasp when she launches a three from the logo. Remember, we're talking about a rookie here. Most first-year players are just trying to find their footing in the pro league. Clark? She's redefining what's possible. Her game isn't just impressive, it's revolutionary. She's bringing a style of play that's both throwback and cutting edge, combining old-school fundamentals with new-school flair. She brought joy and excitement and heart-pounding action into the WNBA.
But make no mistake, Caitlin Clark is doing things beyond her years.
Clark's freshman season wasn't just impressive. It was potentially league-saving. Clark's electrifying play is giving the WNBA a much-needed shot of adrenaline. She's not just a player, she's a phenomenon, a cultural touchstone that's forcing people to pay attention to women's basketball. But here's the million-dollar question. Can one player, no matter how talented, truly save an entire league? The WNBA is at a crossroads. Clark has given them a golden opportunity, a chance to build something special. But as we'll see, opportunities can be squandered just as easily as they're given. Did the WNBA fumble the bag? If you've made it this far and are enjoying the video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on all notifications. We know watching this video takes some of your time, and we appreciate you. Now back to the action.
Here's Clark. She fires and goes! She hits!
Golden opportunities don't come often in sports. The WNBA had theirs, gift-wrapped in the form of Caitlin Clark, drafted first overall in 2024 after a historic college career at Iowa. But as her debut season unfolded, a startling question emerged. Was the league prepared for a phenom of this magnitude? Clark's debut year wasn't just impressive. It was historic. She didn't just break records, she shattered them. 62 to be exact, but that's just scratching the surface of her impact. Let's break down the Clark effect. The Indiana Fever, Clark's team, felt the immediate impact of her presence. After years of struggle, they finally broke through. For the first time since 2016, the Fever made it to the playoffs, finishing the season with a respectable 20-win and 20-loss record. Coming from only 5 wins 2 years ago, this is a massive improvement. Clark wasn't just playing well, she was elevating her entire team. But the real game changer? The fans. Clark's arrival turned Fever games into must-see events. We're talking about an average of over 17,000 fans per home game. That's not just a slight increase. It's a seismic shift in attendance numbers for the WNBA. And during away games, opponents need to book bigger arenas to accommodate the massive crowds that follow along the Fever.
See Caitlin Clark tonight.
Oh, gotta watch number 22.
I've been watching Caitlin for a couple of years, and since then I've dreamed about coming to a game.
The excitement wasn't confined to the arena either. Clark's jersey became the top-selling rookie jersey in WNBA history. Fans weren't just watching, they were buying in, literally and figuratively. Television ratings soared. Social media exploded with Clark content. Every game became an event, every highlight a viral moment. The WNBA hadn't seen this level of buzz in years, if ever. Tamika Catchings, a WNBA and Indiana Fever legend in her own right, put it best. She compared Clark's influence on the WNBA to that of Magic Johnson, Larry Bird, and Michael Jordan in the NBA, all wrapped into one 6-foot dynamo. That's not just high praise. It's a recognition of Clark's potential to reshape women's basketball entirely, not just now, but throughout the rest of history. The question now isn't whether Clark is a star. That's been answered emphatically. The real question is, what happens next? Can the WNBA capitalize on this once-in-a-generation talent? Will they provide the platform and support needed for Clark to take the league to new heights? Clark's debut season was a whirlwind of success, but behind the scenes, a storm was brewing. Just when you thought her debut year couldn't get more dramatic, a shocking statistic emerges. How could one player account for nearly a fifth of all flagrant fouls in the entire league? The answer reveals a disturbing trend that threatens to derail the WNBA's newfound momentum. As Clark's star power grew, so did the physical toll on her body. The league's brightest new talent became its most targeted player, raising serious questions about player safety and fair treatment. An alarming 17% of all flagrant fouls called in the league were against Clark. This isn't just a slight increase, it's a glaring red flag. Clark faced excessive contact on the court, often without penalties being enforced. Fans began to draw parallels to the infamous Jordan rules of the 1980s NBA, where teams openly targeted Michael Jordan to stop his dominance.
Okay, by now I'm sure you've seen Skylar Diggins assault Caitlin Clark after Indiana blew out Seattle.
The eye poke incident during the playoffs that controversially put the Fever at a disadvantage against the Sun during the first round threw gasoline on an already smoldering fire. Fans watched in disbelief as Clark took a direct hit to the face, yet no foul was called. Social media exploded with outrage, and suddenly, the WNBA's officiating was under intense scrutiny.
As everyone else has seen this angle, I'm calling her in, and I'm saying to her, I need answers.
It wasn't just the physicality that had fans questioning the league's treatment of Clark. The Rookie of the Year voting controversy sent shockwaves through the basketball world. Despite her record-breaking season and undeniable impact, Clark didn't receive a unanimous vote. One ballot went to Angel Reese instead, leaving fans and analysts scratching their heads. The numbers tell the story. Clark's stats towered over her competition. Her team's dramatic turnaround spoke volumes, yet somehow, perfection eluded her in the voting booth. One fan's comment summed up the disbelief. This should be unanimous, arguably the best rookie season of all time. This wasn't just about hurt feelings or bruised egos. The controversy highlighted a growing tension between Clark's massive fan base and the WNBA's management. Supporters began to question whether the league truly appreciated the golden goose in their midst.
And the ratings have come out for said WNBA playoff games that no longer have Caitlin Clark involved.
The league's handling of the Rookie of the Year award ceremony only added fuel to the fire. Instead of a grand celebration befitting Clark's historic season, the presentation took place in a practice gym over a phone call. No crowds, the commissioner on speakerphone, and the trophy sent in the mail. The contrast between Clark's impact and the league's recognition was stark. The WNBA found itself in a precarious position. On one hand, Clark's arrival brought unprecedented attention and excitement to the league. On the other, the perceived mistreatment of their biggest star was alienating the very fans they hoped to attract. As frustration mounted, speculation about Clark's future began to swirl. Would the physical toll and perceived lack of support drive her to seek opportunities elsewhere? The mere thought sent shockwaves through the WNBA community. The WNBA's fate hangs in the balance, and it all comes down to one player. What if the league's very survival depended on keeping Caitlin Clark? The numbers paint a stark picture, one that has league executives sweating buckets.
And the ratings have come out for said WNBA playoff games that no longer have Caitlin Clark involved.
Clark's impact on the WNBA has been nothing short of seismic. Her playoff debut drew a staggering 1.84 million viewers, a number that would make even some NBA executives jealous. And her second playoff game? It peaked at 3.4 million. But here's where things get dicey. When Clark isn't on the court, ratings take a nosedive, to the tune of an almost 80% drop. We're talking about a drop so steep, it's giving the league vertigo. Think about it. One player, single-handedly responsible for skyrocketing viewership. It's a dream come true for any sports league, right? Well, not so fast. Take her out of the equation, and suddenly the WNBA looks a lot like its pre-Clark self, struggling for attention in a crowded sports landscape. The WNBA has been gifted a golden opportunity with Clark's arrival, but they're facing a critical challenge. How do they maintain this newfound interest and growth? The league is at a crossroads, and the path they choose now will determine their fate for years to come. Remember, we're talking about a league that's been losing millions of dollars annually. The projections for 2024 were looking grim before Clark arrived. Now, with her bringing in unprecedented attention and revenue, the pressure to keep her and the fans happy and keep them in the league is immense. The WNBA needs to use Clark's star power as a catalyst for overall improvement. Otherwise, they might lose the golden goose. They need to address the issues that have been plaguing the league long before Clark stepped onto a professional court.
We all realize where the credit needs to be given as far as the success of this WNBA season. Caitlin Clark came in and made such an impact on how many people started to care about the WNBA. This was the highest viewed season in the history of the league.
First up, player safety. The fact that Clark was on the receiving end of 17% of all flagrant fouls in the league is more than just a statistic. It's a glaring red flag. The WNBA needs to implement stricter rules and enforcement to protect not just Clark, but all of its players. We cannot have people running around throwing elbows to the face, poking eyes, and doing random body checks to whoever they want. After all, the product is created by the players, and the league needs to protect its players at all costs. Then there's the issue of fair officiating. The controversy surrounding Clark's treatment on the court isn't just bad for her. It's bad for the integrity of the game. Fans want to see fair competition, not targeted aggression against any player. We cannot have a league that calls things one way, and for the exact same infraction turns a blind eye. Fans aren't calling for special treatment for Clark. Not at all. Fans want a fair product where everyone is treated fairly, so that players can focus on playing the game everyone enjoys, instead of worrying about when the next whistle will come. But perhaps most importantly, the WNBA needs to focus on improving its overall product quality. Clark has shown that there's an appetite for women's basketball when it's played at the highest level. The league needs to invest in player development, improve coaching standards, and create a more competitive, exciting on-court product, not the boring snooze fest that the WNBA has produced over the last decade. The clock is ticking. The WNBA has a unique opportunity to transform itself from a struggling league into a powerhouse of women's sports. But they can't rely on Clark alone to make that happen. They need to use her star power as a springboard for both marketing and improved product experience, not a crutch.
That's what's called being a consumer. You get to buy what you want to purchase.
In the world of sports, timing is everything. With the WNBA at a crossroads, a single social media update sent shockwaves through the basketball world. The question on everyone's mind, is this the dawn of a new era for women's basketball or the beginning of the end? Caitlin Clark's debut season left fans and league executives breathless. But as the dust settled on a record-breaking year, uncertainty loomed. Would the WNBA's new superstar stick around for an encore or seek greener pastures elsewhere? Fans were left wondering what's next.
Yeah, I think it can't be overstated enough, like what she did to bring eyes to that sport. Whether people want to admit it or not, it's just a fact.
On October 2nd, Clark dropped a bombshell that had the basketball universe erupting. With a simple Instagram post, she confirmed what fans had been praying for. She's coming back for year 2. The announcement wasn't just a relief. It was a rallying cry for a league on the brink of something special. No Europe, no early retirement, only rest, relaxation, and a lot of golf during this offseason. Then back to the grind to dominate the WNBA in 2025. Clark's post was more than just a confirmation. It was a love letter to her rookie experience and a promise of what's to come. She expressed gratitude for her first season and excitement for the future. After all, this has been her dream ever since she was a little girl. But Clark's return isn't just about one player. It's about the potential of an entire team. The Indiana Fever, once the league's punching bag, are suddenly looking like a powerhouse in the making. Imagine this lineup. Caitlin Clark, the record-breaking phenomenon. Aaliyah Boston, the 2023 Rookie of the Year, dominating the paint. Kelsey Mitchell, the rim-running scoring machine. Lexi Hull, the red-hot sharpshooter. Poetry in motion, art on the hardwood, joy and excitement in the court. This isn't just a team. It's a basketball revolution waiting to happen.
C-Squared, what's up, friend? I just want to say congratulations on the award, man. You deserve it. You've changed the world in so many ways. You've done it with so much grace. And I'm so happy to take the floor with you, to be a part of this experience. I want to tell you to give yourself some grace, kid. You've done a lot of things that not a lot of people can do. And from me to you, I'm always going to be a fan. I'm always going to be in your corner. I'm always going to be in your backcourt.
Clark's rookie season was just a taste. With a year of pro experience under her belt and a supporting cast that's only getting stronger, the sky's the limit. This isn't just about the Indiana Fever. Clark's impact has the potential to lift the entire WNBA to new heights. We're talking Magic Johnson levels of excitement, Larry Bird levels of skill, Michael Jordan levels of cultural impact, all rolled into one 6-foot supernova with a ponytail. The comparisons to these NBA legends aren't just hype. We're talking about a player who can make casual fans into diehards and turn skeptics into believers. Is the WNBA ready to seize this moment? Clark's return is a golden opportunity, but it's not a guarantee of success. Imagine a WNBA where every game feels like a must-watch event, where rivalries are as fierce as any in sports because of competitive and excellent play, and not because of manufactured media hype. Where the level of play is so high that it silences any doubters. That's the potential that Clark brings to the table. The ball is in the WNBA's court now. They've got a transcendent talent, a burgeoning super team in Indiana, and a fan base that's hungry for more. The ingredients for a basketball revolution are all there. The question is, will the league rise to the occasion?
But she also did it with the spotlight on her at a very young age. Fame is hitting this young lady's life. And very, very rarely did I see a misstep or something that I wouldn't want to show my daughter. Literally every step of the way, it's just like, watch her, watch how she plays, watch how she handles her business.
The WNBA stands at a crossroads, with Caitlin Clark as its potential catalyst. Her record-breaking rookie season brought unprecedented attention and excitement to the league. But the real test lies ahead. Can the WNBA capitalize on this? Or will they fumble the bag? Clark's return for year 2 has fans buzzing with anticipation. The Indiana Fever, once league underdogs, now look like contenders. But Clark's impact goes beyond one team. She has the power to elevate the entire WNBA. The league's response will determine its future. Will they address player safety, improve officiating, and showcase the incredible talent already in the league? The ball is in the WNBA's court. Will they score the game-winning shot or shoo away their golden goose? Let us know in the comments. Like, subscribe, and turn on all notifications so you never miss out. Click the video on the screen, and we will see you in the next one.